Welcome to the Trade Talk Showcase. I'm Larry Lee with Brownfield, and Matthew Seibel joins us from Sipcam Agro. First of all, tell us about Sipcam Agro. What do you do there?
Hey, Larry, we're a third generation family owned company. We provide crop protection and crop inputs for agriculture all across the United States.
And not just one or two crops, I understand.
Yeah, you know what, Larry, we're touching a lot of different crops. We're touching, certainly the staples of corn and soybean to potatoes, sugar beets, and then we get into the vegetable market, different, vegetable markets throughout the country as well.
So tell us a little bit about the products. So what are you protecting? What exactly do you do?
One of the big things for us is we manufacture chemistry, fungicides, and herbicides, and we are one of the staple players in the corn herbicide market with our stalwart herbicide portfolio. So that's probably our biggest market reach, and so we've had a great touch to that market over the years, and then the portfolio has expanded with fungicides really getting into those specialty crops, and we've really enjoyed that reach because it's just a different segment altogether, and we get to provide some real value and work with growers there.
Let's touch on that a bit because many farmers are familiar with corn and soybeans. I know where I live in the middle of Wisconsin, we have a lot of vegetable growers, a lot of potatoes, a lot of specialty crops, and it's a totally different chemistry that you use on those crops, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We really focus on, when we get into those, particularly those potato crops, we focus a lot on fungicide with Symbol Advance, which is a premix of sumoxanil and chlorothalonil, and we work on, for the late blight on that and focus heavily on that. We do a lot of research with that. We work with a lot of growers, and our distribution partners really trying to have a reach into that market that's been very strong for a number of years now.
What's new on the market lately as far as crop protection?
Well, really for us, Symbol Advance would be one of those products that we've been working with the last few years. It's been really strong. We've also moved into Symbol Balance, which is sumoxanil and propamacarb, really working towards some of the Pythium type diseases that are in their root zone. So we've got some solutions for growers out there in those specialty crops that are very unique and provide value. One of the things we really focus on Sipcam is bringing value to the grower because, Larry, as you know, in this industry, we're all dealing on very tight margins. So we've got to be the very best at who we can be to bring value to the grower to extract every dollar possible.
Let's go into that angle a little bit here. As far as applying your product versus no product or a competitor product, the farmer's going to look for that return on investment. What can you tell them about the cost versus what they get back on their crop?
One of the big things when you're dealing with a plant protectant, you're trying to protect your crop. You're trying to get the maximum yield, and you're trying to protect it as long as you can throughout that growing cycle to make sure that you can maximize yield and maximize the return on investment. One of the things that we've really focused on as a company is developing products that bring true and real meaningful value to growers. Now, listen, we focus on our cost of goods position, on our manufacturing positions. We're not a middleman for anybody. We are directly engaged in the manufacturing process. So that means, it's kind of like less hands in the cookie jar, gets a little bit more access. So we have more flexibility. And one thing we focus on is trying to minimize our cost of goods down to the very penny so we can help growers get value. And we just believe that right now, and it's really nothing new, but we really need to extract every penny that we can, at the farm, and we need to do our part in that. And so even down to things such as, Larry, working with when we deliver products into the marketplace through our distributors, are there certain times of year that it has less freight expense? So we can deliver a lower cost of goods. Anything we can do, we're not trying to do the real hard things. We're just trying to do the simple things and do them better every day.
Sounds like you have the manufacturing, the packaging, the distribution, all under your control. And if you're shipping at the right time of the year, save a few more dollars there and pass that savings on.
Absolutely, Larry. We just, these margins are so tight, and it's no different up the chain, for our distributor partners, for growers, and for ourselves. We're all managing a very, very thin bottom line, and we've got to do everything we can to maximize every opportunity.
Can you tell us about what some of the challenges are for the growers and how some of your products may be able to help?
Really just getting growers to understand, rotating chemistries, is really critically important. one thing I like to tell everybody, that it takes all of us in agriculture, all of us manufacturers and distributors, to support the industry. So it's not all of my products will solve all of the growers' woes. I'm just one piece in a big puzzle that they're putting together. And they need to focus on rotating chemistries, maximizing the efficacy with applications with water volumes, and making sure that the pH of spray tanks is stabilized. Just little things like that go a long way to extracting the value out of every product they apply.
And something we've heard a lot in the last several years, manage it properly and it'll give you twice as much action.
Absolutely. You think just like we put adjuvants with our herbicides, we get a better efficacy over a wider range, of weeds. It's the same thing with all of our products. You get to droplet sizes when you're spraying. It has a big implication when you're spraying on crops. And if you get better coverage, you're going to get better results. And listen, these chemistries, although we make them affordable, they're expensive for every grower. They need to get a strong ROI out of every drop.
To find out more about the Sipcam Agro product lineup, where should farmers go and who should they talk to?
Listen, Larry, we've got a tremendous website filled with a lot of information. You can access our labels, products, product recommendations, and there's contact information for folks to find on our website. It's Sipcam Agro USA.
Matthew Seibel joining us today on the Trade Talk Showcase. I'm Larry Lee. Thank you.